All right, chat. Caden is going to make sure we go grab the players to get everything set up. Thank you for being with us today. We're coming up on round 8. This is the last round of Swiss for 8 rounds of Comp REL Legacy action out here at the Oklahoma Landrun, hosted by Game HQ. They've been incredible hosts. As you can see, a lot of the play space back here. There's been a table space for a lot of players. I believe we started today with 144. We're certainly not 144 right now, but we still have a lot of players in contention. And it's going to be very tough for that top 8 and that top 16. And we are doing prize support, top 16 and above. So for those players that are able to make at least top 16, places 9 through 16 in this last round, they're going to be doing okay, which is awesome. That way they're going to be leaving with something. Again, there's obviously Power 9 is the prize. You have an Ancestral Recall. We have some other stuff up for grabs to include a Candelabra of Tawnos, Mox Diamond, lots of dual lands, lots of really awesome reserve list stuff for folks to jam in Eternal Magic or Commander. So folks are out here right now finding their play space, finding their tables, and getting ready. What you can't see, we're not doing this coverage, but there's an vintage event firing right now. There's a side event, a vintage tracking tonight. They're also firing a middle school event, which is akin to like pre-modern. So they're doing a middle school event, and then tomorrow they're also doing a CEDH tournament and then old school, which I might try to swing by and hit up that old school event. So props to all those 93, 94 players out there. It's a lot of fun if you haven't given that a shot. It's again, super proxy friendly. You know, jam what folks that are in their mid 40s maybe played in middle school, and it's a really good time. So, all right. If anyone wants to drop in chat, like what decks do you think are favored to win? Do you think that we're going to see Nicholas with his Mystic Forge deck take it down, or do you think that the Dimir onslaught is going to push through? I mean, Dimir's been doing pretty solid all day. That Mystic Forge deck is certainly difficult for him. But there's a lot of Dimir, I can imagine, in the top 8. So Mono Red Stompy, okay. Yeah, Mono Red Stompy, we've seen that on camera a few times. That's done pretty good, you know. Soul Lands are good. You know, Blood Moon's good. You know, dropping a 1 ring is also pretty sweet. So 1 vote for Mono Red Stompy, that's pretty awesome. First time in the chat there, Look Ski Poo. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was hoping for like some type of like rogue deck, or maybe like a tier like C or D deck. You know, someone rocking goblins or something like that. You know, that's kind of my jam. I don't think I've really seen anything or heard anything about control. You know, let's see. Hoping for the Forge deck to win. Is standing up for everyone, exactly. Forge is the hero we need right now, right? I mean, that's again, I'm a 1 ring fan enjoyer, so in the face of all those Dimir decks, that'd be pretty slick. So it looks like we have some of the players for the feature match. I don't know which deck these folks are on. I know we've seen that gentleman in the orange shirt. He was on with us earlier today, and he was doing well. So yeah. Any other votes? I'm seeing some votes from KC, Hope, and Jake and Jeff K. I met one of your members from KC. Props. I used to live in the Kansas City area up on the near the Leavenworth, Kansas side, and I used to drop into Kansas City. Really nice area out there. But yes, we have folks here from Kansas City. Good time. So props to all those LGSs up there in the Kansas, Missouri area. Okay, go into Leavenworth, yeah. Leavenworth is a really nice town. They have Gators, Game & Comics. There's a small LGS up there that I used to go to for years. It was a nice little game store, play some Legacy, play some Commander and stuff. So I know that Kansas City has some game stores too. So. Okay. All right, I see the judges are getting stuff set up. I have to kind of peer over my shoulder to see the match timer started. It hasn't started yet, so we usually give a few extra minutes because we grab the players that are supposed to be at one of the tables out on the floor, and we tap those members and we bring them back to the feature match area. So we give them a few extra minutes. to fire their round. So, but yeah. So just to keep the interaction going with the chat, is anyone looking at going to any other big Magic events sometime soon? I know that there is MagicCon Atlanta that's happening late September. I'm looking to go to that. I've got to pick up tickets. I've been dragging my feet, but I'm planning on going to that with some friends. That's going to be a big event. So I did SCGCon in Atlanta in January. I'm doing the Landrun right now, which is local to me, which is a really nice event here at Game HQ, and then I'm going to try to hit up the actual MagicCon. So. All right, so Caden is back, and we've got the names. Just give us a minute. We're going to update everything. 1 second. All right, chat. Looks like we have mono red with Jake, and then we have Tyler on Reanimator. Now, Caden, was it Jake? Did we have him on earlier?
We sure did.
Okay, yep, that looks familiar, so, okay.
Now, let's see, Jake, let's see.
Watching from Australia. Hey, how's it going down in Australia?
Yeah, we had him in round 5. This is the first time that we've had Tyler. And then on our backup matchup, we have Jeffrey Kramer again. That'll be his third time inside the
in the booth. Yeah, some of his fans were just up in chat. If you stream up, is he from Kansas City? I believe. Is it Kramer?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was some of his buddies from Kansas City. And
then we have Jake, and he's going against Jacob Bilchman.
Okay.
But yeah, right now we got a pretty good mono. Looks like I have these.
Oh, is it swapped? Okay.
Unless Jake's list is registered wrong.
That'd be interesting if it was this late in the tournament, right? We'll double check that in chat.
Jacob. Unless I just grabbed the wrong Jacob.
Oh,
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's on Demir Tempo.
Okay. Oh, we're fixing that. So is it a Demir Mirror or Tempo versus Reanimator? Okay, we're fixing that chat. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, he may not be. He has 502.
So 2 draws, 5-0 and 2. Wow. Okay.
Which that means that he has 17 points and Tyler has 16 points.
Okay.
If Jake wins this, that would put him at 20 points, and that would put him above any of the X ones that decided to draw this round, who would have 19 points. So he would automatically be higher than them. He would actually be tied for first with Tom Hertfelder, who I know that he did draw.
Okay.
And so Tom Hertfelder is currently in first place with 20 points, and it does look like, and he drew with Lee Webb, who we did have in the booth earlier, but we didn't get to see his match because it finished so fast.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we can't adjust the camera while they're mid-match. We cannot interfere in any kind of way.
Yeah.
The only time that we could possibly maybe have something done is if there's a judge call for something that we witness. But other than that, there's nothing that we can do.
Okay, all right.
Fortunately, with certain kind of sleeves, there is going to be a little bit of glare on that right side. But it was either a deal with a little bit of glare, a deal with being really hard to see any cards on the other side. So it looks like we have a Thoughtseize taking out a Fatal Push, and we see Brainstorm and 2 blue cards.
How many points for the top 8? Usually
Minimum of 19, probably, is what you're looking at. So right now, the top 8 and higher all have 18 or more points. But there's 2 17-pointers and 3 16-pointers. And one of those 16-pointers got down paired to a 15. So that 16-pointer, if they get with the down pair, if they get the win, then they would also have 19 points. So there's going to be a bunch of people with 19 points or higher, and I imagine there'll even be a bubble or 2 at 19 or more. I don't think anybody above 19 points will bubble, but the cutoff seems to be 19 points, which would be a record of 6-1-1. Which right now Jake currently has 15, 16, 17. So if he was to win, he would have 20 points. He can't afford to draw at all. And then Tyler, he currently has 16 points. He can't afford to draw either. So if he wins, he would also be at 19. And his breakers are good enough that he would certainly beat out some of the other 18-pointers. From what I could tell, only 2 tables ended up drawing. And one of those tables, I even heard them say, well, even if I get beat out, I'll still be in top 16, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. That's fair. Do we know how many? You're in Melee right now, Caden. How many folks are still in the tournament? I know we're in round 8, but
yeah, I can go and look and see how many active players we have. So there's 71 active players. There's currently 32 matches still playing out. So it looks like there was about 3 players already drawn. So about half the players have already dropped out. We started off with 144 today, and only 71 are still playing.
Yeah.
And prizes are paying out the top 16. I did see that Gary showed y'all what the prize support looked like.
And it's pretty stacked, chat. I mean, that prize support is full of power for obviously first place, and then all types of really awesome reserve list.
Yeah, there's a candelabra for second place.
Yeah, candle. Everyone loves a candle. You know, that's pretty sick. Okay, we've got Christopher Rush, Brainstorm on the stack.
And I do see the other match that's going on. That match is already going to game 2, so that match may be finished faster before we get to the other. Before we get to them, Lee Webb is one of the players that's playing at that table, and we've had him in the booth 3 times, but he's kind of been in the alternate seat every time. It's just how the dice have fallen, and his matches have finished so fast that we haven't even been able to get him on camera, even though he's been in the booth 3 times.
Yeah, certainly. We were talking about this at the beginning of the day, chat, but the mental fatigue that's probably playing in. Whoa.
Oh, the life pad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Get that for game 2.
Yeah.
Sorry about not having the life pad out there. It appears that the players seem to have pushed it off to the side. We'll have to make sure that they have the life pad out there for game 2.
Okay.
Looks like we do have a Murtai Regent that's coming
Yeah.
in, and we have a Force of Will pitching at Kaido. Just one card left in hand for Jake. We have a couple of clue tokens here for Tyler.
Okay.
Looks like we find another Brainstorm.
It almost like it was Christopher Rush signed. That's pretty special. That's cool. That's a keeper. Okay, ponder, a lot of brainstorm, a lot of cantripping and sculpting.
Looks like that's a Thoughtseize. And we're going to flash an Orcish Bowmasters in response to that.
Okay.
So it's gonna take 2 for that Thoughtseize and not be able to grab anything.
Good play.
Yeah, it looks like that's a Reanimate on the stack.
Okay. You know, I really regret when Lord of the Rings dropped, I did not pick up a couple of Orcish Bowmasters. It's such a powerhouse.
And it looks like, based off the amount of cards that you just going to reveal, it looks like there was an Atraxa put into play.
Okay.
And Tyler got to refill his hand.
There we go. Hey, chat, you're going to see a little bit of a disturbance in the force, so to speak. We are working with one of our judges to put the life total pad right there with the standard Magic life counter, and letting the players accommodate around that. So just bear with us for a second. We noticed that was missing. So appreciate it, Judge. Okay. So Tyler's got an Atraxa, right? And he's at 6 life, but Atraxa has lifelink. Okay. Oh, wow, we're swinging. There we go. To that point.
So we're going to game 2.
Okay. Yeah, the Atraxa. Yeah.
We got game 1 going to Tyler.
We'll update that next to Tyler's name. I guess one of the big gotchas with, I know that we have Demir Tempo for Jake and Reanimator for Tyler is someone binning a big fatty in the graveyard and then your opponent reanimating off of that or animate deading off of that, which is always
Always something you have to worry about.
Yeah. Obviously, you'd have to have some counter magic or some type of out to that. So.
Unfortunately, like once an Attrax is in your hand, the Demir deck is not really playing a way to be able to discard it. So the only way that you can get rid of it is by having a brainstorm and putting it back in your deck and then shuffling it away.
Okay.
Or
there's no way to because you're not thought seizing yourself to.
No, probably not. Most of the time, thought seize is usually really good at pointing at your opponent, unless your opponent is hell bent. Maybe if you're in a late game, then you get to thought seize yourself and reanimate a track. So that would cost you 9 life to do so, but you certainly do it. Not including if you had to fetch for that Underground Sea or Black Source.
Yeah. So Jake is certainly going to be on the draw here. Let's see if the players get keepable hands. Players are just cutting decks. Let's go.
So Jake's going to be on the play here. I guess to decide how he keeps the hand first. And that's why Tyler's not even bothering to pick up his cards. He doesn't really want to give his opponent any tells or any information. Looks like Jake did find a keepable 7. See if Tyler's able to keep 7. Looks like that's a yes. We got to keep 7s from both players.
Thought Seize.
We're going to see what he's got.
Okay.
Got an Undercity Sewers, a Thought Seize. Looks like
I see a Brainstorm.
I see a Brainstorm. I see a land.
Yeah. Reanimate.
I do see a Reanimate, and I see a Fatal Push. I see 2 Reanimates.
Whoa.
2 Reanimates, a Fatal Push, a Thought Seize, a Brainstorm. We got the tap land in hand.
What do you
and
take
Flooding
here?
Dram.
Like, do you want to take your
It depends on
opponent's
if you,
Thought
you probably
Yeah.
take Thought Seize if you want to protect your own hand.
Yeah.
I could see a world where you take the Brainstorm as well and just fight off the Reanimates.
Okay.
Probably between Thought Seize and Brainstorm.
The same thing. Thought Seize, right?
To answer your question, yes, Vintage will be tomorrow. Does indeed take the Thought Seize.
Yep.
Tyler playing his tap land, opting to take a slower play, bends a Force of Will. Most likely because the only blue card in his hand is Brainstorm. He wants to
Another
keep it.
Thought Seize. Wow.
Thought Seize number 2, the third one we've seen. And he drew a Ponder.
So getting rid of Brainstorm this time, okay?
Yeah, Brainstorm with that fetch land in hand is just a bit too powerful. So we're going to go ahead and actively see a fetch land. Grabs a C. And it does look like our backup match is already finished, so this will just be the match that we get to see this round.
Yeah,
this round.
This is it.
Lee has done a pretty good job of having really quick matches. That is Lee Webb, for everybody listening. Jake with a Nihil Spell Bomb, pretty good against a Reanimator player. Lee is also playing Reanimator. And he played against Mono Red. I can probably look and see what the result of that is if they already submitted. Oh, my apologies. I got that mistaken. It was not Lee Webb. Lee Webb is on Reanimator, but he drew at table 1. That was Jeffrey Kramer and Jacob Milchman.
Kramer, Kansas City.
Yeah, Monored versus. It was Monored versus Reanimator. Wasn't wrong about that. It was just a different Monored versus Reanimator. Lee did draw into the top 8, and he's going to have 19 points, but he has really good breakers.
Is that full art Tameo, I think? Yeah.
Yes, that's a full art showcase Tameo.
So also, to be clear, chat, as I understand it, we're not expecting any legacy bans anytime soon, and the meta we have right now is pretty much going to be the meta for the 3 Eternal Weekends. I think that there's a ban window before one of the last Eternal Weekends. I can't remember. I think it might be Europe, because you have Eternal Weekend, North America, Asia, and Europe. But I would imagine Eternal Weekend meta is going to look very similar to this. So. That's funny. Custom sleeves of his face. And people wanted to ban Oops, exactly. Yeah, Oops is it's really on a tear right now. There, Jordan. You know, Oops is the boogeyman. Watch out for it. Okay, BNR is before Europe and Asia, but after North America. Okay, yeah. I know there's been a lot of discussion in the, Legacy Eternal Magic social media space. The expectation to ban something in the middle of the Eternal Weekend window is perhaps even less likely, especially if you have folks that are traveling, from out of country, or they're locking in decks and they've got hotel rooms and travel and stuff. It'd be a pretty feels bad to nerf a deck right before that big event. So, but we'll see. Bowmasters.
Reveals Force at Will and a Kaido.
Okay.
Takes the threat. Yeah, because if Jake was able to draw a land, he'd be able to ninjutsu that Kaido in. And once a Kaido resolves in this format, it is really tough to deal with. There's not very. I don't even know if Tyler would be able to deal with a resolved Kaido, to be honest, outside of putting an Archon into play.
Yeah. Good looking blackboard underground sea. What is that? What is it just cast?
It looks like a Dottie Voidwalker.
Okay.
We are cracking a Nihil Spellbomb. Notably, that Nihil Spellbomb should be exiled.
It shouldn't be in the graveyard. Okay.
It should not be in the graveyard. It is a replacement effect. I think. Well, go ahead and let the judges know about that.
Give me a second.
Same thing about that Wasteland.
Okay. The Wasteland shouldn't be in the graveyard either.
Correct.
Okay.
looks like that Orcish Bowmaster. Okay, so it looks like Tyler did catch those cards. Need to be
Oh, he did?
exiled.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so
All right. Too slow. I was about to message or judge on my phone. So. Any deck list for this? Yeah, for sure. We can see the deck list because we have full access in Melee. I don't think that there's a way for us to show you guys their deck list with this active event.
yeah, we just don't have the experience to be able to just overlay deck list in that manner. It requires skill that is certainly beyond my reckoning. Next year we might be able to
we'll put
do
a
something
request.
like that.
However,
we're
with-
improving every year, so
last year was really bad. We had I don't know, just not to dunk on last year. We did our best. We had it was very loud with the air conditioner, and hopefully this microphone is looking a little bit better to get out some of that white noise. But we'll take that for.
Yeah, our audio was rough last year.
Yeah.
But thankfully we've
improved.
We've improved a lot. There's definitely room for more improvement.
Yeah, but certainly for the question about the deck list, correct me if I'm wrong, Keith, these are pretty stock lists. Like if you're playing Dimir tempo, like I don't recall seeing anything too.
If you were to look up either of these two deck lists, it would be pretty stock for both options.
Yeah.
There did not appear to be anything a surprise out of either of these lists. For a few obvious reasons, we can't just like post these deck lists out loud, or like for it to be able to be copied, so to speak, because this isn't an open deck list format. We have like talked about what's in people's sideboards and what's in their main decks, and talked about their outs actively, but since this isn't being recorded, it makes it a little bit easier to be able to discuss those things. But if you put a piece of paper out there, it's a little more difficult for the players.
Now, correct if I'm wrong, players in the top 8, don't they have awareness of the other players' deck list, top 8, or is that?
So I'm unaware
Okay.
if they're open. So they were open for the top 8 for the trios event.
Okay.
It looks like we do have a finished match.
Okay, is that Tyler going 2-0?
Looks like that's a 2-0 for Tyler.
Okay, yeah.
Deck list should be open on Melee if you want to check it out on there.
Yeah.
They will be after the event is concluded.
Yeah. Hey, chat, we are going to try to grab Tyler as he cleans up and try to do a quick interview. He should be 6-1-1, and hopefully he's secured enough points to get into the top 8. So we're going to try to catch him in a second. All right, chat. Thanks for hanging out with us. That was round 8 for us. Again, we can't put on a backup match because that wrapped up even before the feature match finished. So we only have a camera configuration for a primary and a secondary match. Let me see how much more time we have left in the round. It's really hard for me to see. Shouldn't be too much longer, but we'll have enough time to hopefully get that interview with Tyler in a second. So hopefully all those that are checking us out, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Again, dig into Red Dirt Gaming. And with that, we should have Tyler come in here in a second. So, again, thanks again to the judge staff here doing a world-class line of effort and work here at Game Headquarters, Game HQ, as we call it in Oklahoma City, which is one of our premier LGSs for those folks around the Oklahoma City metro. Killer store, ton of play spaces you can see in the back. Easily hosted 144 players with comfortable play space, lots of bathrooms, nice amenities. Right here. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
We have Tyler on camera. Tyler, we saw that you just took it down 2-0. Talk to us about your Dimir deck. How's it playing for you today?
It's really broken. It should not be legal in this one.
Okay. What is there a specific card? Is it Tameo? Is it Entomb or?
It's everything. You have
Okay.
the plan A of Entomb Reanimate.
Okay.
You saw that last game. It's just I just get to tempo out
Okay.
the tempo decks,
Yeah.
especially post board. Like if they're able to shut down one plan,
You could pivot.
yeah, you can just go do
pivot,
something
yeah.
else.
Now, to be fair, we did coverage last year, and last year Grief was legal, and Grief was just a house. Everyone was just griefing each other. It was Grief Fest, Grief, Reanimate, Grief. So, I mean, as we keep picking away Wizards, picking away cards from Demir, like they picked away Troll, didn't slow it down, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. So, chat, you can tell us what you think. But again, this is one of our premier players. Should be making the top 8. He's saying the deck is busted. I mean, you're driving it, so I'll take you for what it's worth, man.
I have not played the deck before today.
Wow. Okay, that is okay. Are you coming
Well,
from
outside of one trial like 2 days ago.
Okay, are you mostly a legacy player, or are you just like you fell into this deck because you knew it was the hottest deck and you wanted to just see how far you could go with it?
I'm predominantly a vintage player.
Okay.
I had the deck together for the trial.
Sure.
And I was gonna put together a Beans deck last night.
Beans, okay.
But I got home at back to Salim's at 11.
Yeah.
I had to get a couple decks together that other people were
Yeah,
ordering from
okay.
me for today.
Yeah.
Find some last minute cards for other people, and then it was 2 in the morning. I think my deck
That's
dredge
cool.
was done at 2, and I'm like, that one's in sleeves. We're doing
Yeah,
that.
we're just going that one. We're just going to play what works. Okay. Now, where are you coming in from?
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
awesome.
do exist.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, did you come with some other players, or is it yourself? Or
I flew down a couple days early, but
Okay.
3 other of my local players came down today.
Nice. Okay, and for everyone in chat, I know we've interviewed folks from now Wyoming, member from Kansas City for sure. I think we have someone from Pennsylvania, Philly,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania. So we have again folks from all over the U.S. that are descending upon Oklahoma City for this land run. So okay, well I don't want to take any more of your time. Congrats and
Thank you.
good luck in the top 8 and everything. And thank you for coming out here.
Appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, chat. That was a really good interview. Hey, this is from the pilot. He's saying it's broken. You know, I'm not voting on it. You know, he's saying it's broken. First time picking it up, and he's absolutely slaying it with it. So, what's your take on that, Kate? What do you think? I mean, this is the pilot who said, "Hey, I just picked the deck up. I went to bed at 2. I show up. I do the thing, and I'm making top 8." I couldn't have ever hoped to have done that. What do you think?
It definitely sounds like that. Sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I've known Tyler for a while. He's a very solid player. Going from pretty tired to just being able
I'm just
to
gonna top 8 it?
I'm just going to top 8
Yeah.
with the deck. I've
Yeah.
only played one other time, and it was for a vintage or for a legacy trial. Definitely sounds like the deck maybe needs some addressing, but
Yeah.
we've seen it lose today. We've seen it win today.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe something needs to be done in Legacy.
Yeah,
but
we'll see. Right? Yeah, we'll see. Really cool though. Now, to be fair, he traveled for Vintage, so if he's playing Vintage, that tells me he knows Magic. He's a diehard Magic fan, but was able to comport that talent and just pick up the best deck and just run, which is pretty awesome. So okay, well, sweet.
Well, we'll be back here with top 8.
Top 8.
We will have 2 random matches of those of those 4 matches. We'll pick 2 at random, try to figure out which team we're going to get in here.
Okay.
And we hope to see y'all here soon. Stick with us.
Stay with us. Appreciate it, chat.